Tough loss for Washington tonight. Can't wait to see what DC Jones have to say about it. Before we get into it, as always, a good day for folks over at Easy Nas. We told you guys it was restaurant week all this week. Today was the very last day, but that's no excuse for you to not go visit. Stop by this weekend, the Georgia Avenue location, or you can order in via Uber Eats. Get over to EasyNows.com, 6 hours and more. All right, Cardell, we'll start with you. You know, they went down, fought back, and then within a matter of what, 3 possessions, lost the game. So just your thoughts on this one.
I feel like they didn't close well in the second and third quarters, on top of giving up dang near 40 points in both of those quarters. First quarter, they only allowed 20. The fourth quarter, they only allowed 18. The second and third period, that's where the game kind of got away from them, and you can contribute it to turnovers. They had 18. Bill was ridiculous with the turnovers. He had 9. Like, I know he shot the ball well, but when they scored 27 points off of the Wizards' 18 turnovers, and 9 of them were with Bill. So in that sense, he gave back probably about 10 of that minimum. You know what I mean? So his 25, that's basically like 15 minimum, and I'm being nice. And then, the defensive lapses, that's what we mean by they're not consistent, man. Teams can't go on a run if you're getting back on defense, if you're getting stops, even when you have cold spells offensively. They scored well enough. They had 24-23 in the second and third quarters. That's ideally what you want to do, be in the mid-20s or higher. You know what I mean? But they ain't doing themselves no favor on the defense, man. They're turning the ball over and giving those guys extra possession. On top of that, the Raptors were outstanding. They only caught the ball up 8 times, man. You know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. They don't make mistakes and they don't go anywhere. And a little part of the reason why Bill had so many turnovers was their length. I mean, we all know what the Raptors bring. They're going to bring some athletic, long wing guys that are versatile, they can switch. And you got to be on point with your decision making and your reads and your passing and stuff like that, or they will be getting it and going the other way with it. I just feel like, the same old type of stuff, the same mistakes that they've been making all season, reared his ugly head tonight, and in the second and third quarters, and that's what cost them the game. And like I said, with all that being said, they still lost by 4. These are stuff that they can clean up, but it's just a matter of will, it's weird because it's like a laid back approach. Like, we got time, we got this and all that, and it's like, no, it's a sense of urgency because this loss hurts. Now you've 100, and they got the tiebreaker. So they can move up in the standings, and if it comes down to y'all two, they got it. That's why you can't afford this. And what's this? The sixth straight win on the Wizards' home floor. Yo, I mean, you gotta stop that, man. Points in the paint. Wizards did good in that, but it's the little things that's always been plaguing them. The little things, you know what I'm saying? Just like Ray, we've talked about a consistency this year. Let's look at the 3-pointer, and Kuzma was out, and y'all still had a chance to win. Y'all be 11 to 33 from threes. Like, why keep putting up 33 threes? What, for what? Why? You're not hitting them, man. But you 8 for 10. The Raptors are 8 for 10 from the free throw line. The Raptors was 14 for 17. They were attacking. On top of hitting more threes, they shot 36%. They were attacking, and they were more efficient from deep, and they were getting to the line to get free points. And then they were eating in transition off the turnovers. So it's just, look, man, it's the same little mental mistakes that they have, and until they clean it up, you're going to keep seeing up and down play. You're going to see a win here, a loss the next game, maybe another loss and another win. It's going to be 500 basketball. That's what they are, 500. And this is what 500 basketball teams do. They're never consistent with the things that can separate them from the rest of the pack. Good teams take care of those things. They may have a game or two where little things, they may mess up, they turn the ball over, have mental lapses defensively or whatever. They're tired, whatever you may call it, missing shots, whatever. But they correct those things very quickly, and then they go on a run where they just put wins together, man. So to the Wizards players, I'm not even going to say the coach said, the Wizards players, we got to look at them. it's getting old blaming coaches for stuff that the players can't control. Especially pro players, especially how much a lot of these pro players, bark and talk that they know so much and more than anybody else that never played at that level. Why can't you correct things that little kids are being taught to deal with, to do and correct? These are just simple things. You know what I'm saying? No one's saying like hold man bleed to 0 points or pass through shock them to 0 points. No one's saying do the impossible, dog. Don't turn the ball over. Play better, consistent defense. Same stuff we've been saying all the time. So we're gonna keep seeing 500 level basketball until they correct those little things.
Right.
Yeah, man, those middle quarters did them in. Like they lost the second and third quarter by a combined 24 points. That's the game right there. You can't do that. What's troubling about them to me is like their laws are it's just so far off from when they're playing well. Like you got to expect a time where you struggle a little bit during the game, but you can't fall off the way they fall off. Like they just completely go off the ledge, and then they got to fight all the way back from down 16 points, down 20 points. And I mean, is you just digging yourself too much of a hole. And if they just do a little bit better in those two middle quarters, then they in a much better position. Seeing as how they came on late. Like I don't know what what goes through their minds during these rough stretches, but like Cardell said, during those rough stretches, they're playing terrible defense, and that's just exacerbates the issue. If you're not scoring and you're not stopping the other team, then you have no chance.
Possible.
Like it's simple, man. So and yeah, and then those turnovers were killer, man. Bill had more turnovers than Toronto's whole team by himself, and he was doing things like that shouldn't be done by a player with his experience, his talent. Like they're already they're lengthy, they're athletic, they're rangy, and they're going to scrap. And he's helping them out by dribbling towards the sidelines and allowing himself to be trapped. Like you asking for it, and he got stripped at least 2-3 times doing that. So I mean, and it seems to be something to Nick Nurse has pinpointed that can limit Bill because it happens every time they play them. They attack him the same way, and he just hasn't figured it out.
We
But
know
yeah,
what it is. He gets
yeah,
cute with the ball. He gets cute with the ball. You can see how he dribble. It's the drill, all that cute. He up high. You can't do that with long range defenders. They gonna get a hand in it. Like they can get a hand in it. They can reach and
hmm
still be with you because they long. They could take that chance. You feel what I'm saying? So we know what it is. He's been doing it. Like, look, his handle is improved, but I really don't like the ball in his hand unless he's attacking. Get that
yeah,
thing to Spencer. Spencer don't turn it all at all over. He don't turn it over at all, though. He's more of a natural point, a natural playmaker and stuff like that. Bill's a scorer. If you ain't, I just feel like if you're not attacking, he, you holding on to the edge of your seat. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Has he gotten better from the early years when we first started covering the team? Yeah, because like I said, in the early years, it was just like don't even dribble at all, dog. Just shoot, catch and shoot. Let Wall do all that. But this what it is, and this tells you the difference levels and different teams and how they play defense. Not to cut you on my fault, but
nah, you good.
he's just being cute. He's just being cute with the ball.
Yeah, man. So it something's got to give. Gav's minutes are puzzling to me, man. Like I
Yeah.
don't I don't understand. Like they start the game featuring him and they're in control of the game. And then like it seems like once his first sub, he is he just doesn't get back in the game, man. I don't know what's up with that. Like he didn't even have a chance to get into foul trouble today. He didn't have any fouls. Like so I don't know, man. That was a clear advantage for them. With Gav wreaking havoc in there like that. So I don't know what's up with that. That's something they gotta look at. Maybe I don't know, man. Maybe it's because the rotation of the coaches, like in there in that position. But I mean, it's Blair third game at this point. Like, so I don't know, man. But that's something that is something the coaching staff can control. But most of the stuff is definitely on the players because if they're good enough to be up 10 and 12 points, then they shouldn't just give the lead completely away. Like you're not going to do well in this league if you do that. Like they negate all their hard work almost on a nightly basis, man. And it's definitely frustrating because these are winnable games. Tonight was a winnable game. The Nets, that was a winnable game. I mean, they dropped a lot of games that they could have won if they were just a little more consistent, throughout, instead of just having two huge bursts. Like first quarter, they came out guns blazing, in control of the game, playing defense, rebounding. Fourth quarter, pretty much the same thing at the end when they had to fight their way out the hole. But the second and third quarter was just awful on both ends. And, that's why we got the result we got. And like you said, Cardell, if they don't fix those little things, like, that's where games are decided. Like, everybody's talented. It's the NBA. Everybody's talented. It's the attention to detail and the consistency. That's what's going to get you over. And that's where the Wizards are struggling right now. And that's why they're in the position they're in.
Yeah, I think you guys laid it out perfectly. Yeah, the Gav stuff is crazy because he was off to a great start. And against a team like this, like, I know they want to, in a perfect world, you want to get all three centers minutes. Just like we've seen the coaching staff do with other positions. Like, man, some nights it's not, some nights it can't be like that. Like this one, they missed it. Like, there was a stark difference when he was on the floor, when he was off the floor. Especially against a team with this much length, athleticism, etc. Like, Scotty Barnes made a living in the restricted area for 4 quarters. Like, I don't remember him hitting a jumper. I know he can hit a jumper, but it was literally just sitting in the restricted circle. Different types of runners, hooks. He was enjoying life down there. I think he finished with 27 and 8. But in the first half, he had 20-something with no other stat, no other discernible stat. Just getting in the paint, embodying little folks, and finishing over the top of other folks. Van Vliet did what he normally does. Let a team like this hang around. He's more than a competent floor general, and he did what he needed to do. As you guys mentioned with the defense, it's always fun to watch the Raptors play defense. But they added somebody like Scotty. It was fun. It was a couple times out there where I think Van Vliet wasn't out there, and then that size of versatility stood out even more. They were just, everybody was switching and moving around, and they were swallowing up the entire floor. Bertans was out there for a little bit. I think he was kind of off where, he had an open shot. Boucher closes out, and he's looking you eye to eye almost with that wingspan. I know you're not seeing over his head. It was just fun watching them do what they do, but like you guys said, that second and third quarter is inexcusable. After holding a team to 20 points in the first quarter, and they had 20 midway through the second, and then the third quarter it was the same thing. And yeah, the furious rally was cool, but they literally won the game in 3 possessions, and all the things and literally in that 3 possessions, it was just an embodiment of what happened in the second and third quarter. Like, just in the most important possessions of the game, after fighting all the way back, no one boxes out. Gary Trent Jr. comes flying in, taps offensive rebound to another Toronto Raptor, OG Anunoby, who also isn't being boxed out. And he calmly finishes, and Van Vliet just hit a filthy 3 the play before that. But, like you guys said, they're a 500 team. That's what they look like right now. So sometimes you are what you are. It's up to them to change that. They got a tough one. I think Boston's coming in here on Sunday. So it doesn't get any easier. All right, gonna ask you guys here. Go ahead.
Real quick before you go.
Yep.
The reason why Gav, I'm not throwing that. I don't know. I'm just saying. But the reason why Gav minutes may be like that because they may be trying to play some other players that they're trying to trade. That's how the trade deadline coming. That's how it usually goes. They trying to play up the value of some players so they can move them. You know what I'm saying? So they just signed him to a long, like 2 or 3 years. They know he's gonna be there. So
that's a great point.
Going on.
Nah, that's a great point. Like, obviously thinking about the trade deadline, but that's a great point. Man. All right, who you guys have for player of the game tonight? Cardell, we'll start with you then, Ray.
Back to the rook, Scotty Barnes, career high. Did his thing on both ends. He totally disrupted the Wizards. So, shout out to young fella.
Right.
Yeah, man, Scotty Barnes, he wreaked havoc. And I said, like when we did the draft show, I said he's one of my favorite players in this draft class, and he showed why tonight, man. His versatility is crazy, and he's just getting more and more comfortable offensively as well. And yeah, he did damage.
Yeah, it's 3 for 3 in that part. You guys listen to reasons I do not need to add to it. Who's the X factor for you guys tonight?
I'm gonna roll with Van Vliet, man. He didn't shoot the ball well, but he controlled the game. And 21 points, and he found other guys. He got other guys going. They had 6 players. We had 6 players in double figures. 21 and 12. Can't ask for much more. Hold on, 21 and 12 and 1 turnover. He had 2 blocks. I don't know how the hell he got 2 blocks. What the hell was going on? But look, man. You can't ask for much more better numbers than that from a point guard. 21 and 12, 1 turnover. Ideal, man. Ideal.
Throwing the dagger at that. Right.
Yeah, man. I was going back and forth between Siakam and Van Vliet. I'm gonna roll with Van Vliet, man, because like Cardell said, he's typically he's there for the offensive punch, but that wasn't different early in the game. But he contributed in other ways. You really don't expect him to kind of dissect your team and distribute the ball like that, but he did it tonight, man. And then of course in the end, he did what they pay him to do. He especially that huge 3 after the Wizards tied it up at 102. So yeah, he gets the nod from me tonight.
All right, I'm gonna run through some of these comments, put them on screen as always. You guys know the drill. Just share your thoughts on them. Starting with Big Up. Tired of the stream, 2 cents. Rat needs to worry about attacking and playing defense. That's it. Is he a max player right now? Shep needs to hurry up and make a trade.
Obviously, I said earlier he does need attack. Yeah, he needs to step up his defense, even late in the game. When OG got in, they got the offensive rebound and stuff. He didn't clear all the way out with his man. He just crowded the paint. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, stay with your man. And I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to hurry up and help out on Pascal or whatever. But when Pascal made his move and shot the ball, naturally, you just turn your back. You just turn around, try to look at the ball. Meanwhile, your man is out there, no man's land, nowhere near him, nobody. He just comes in, and the ball falls right to him. You feel what I'm saying? It's just little things. Like I said, little things, though, that just kill you over time, man. You know what I'm saying? Is he a max player? Depends on the team, but just being real. I mean, he's going to get max money because you got specialists out here getting 9 figures. He's going to get max money, and we ain't going to play those games. But is he? Like I got to tell y'all when we talk off wax, is he part of that group of players where when they move, the league feels it? No, that's been established, and that's just real. He's in the next tier. So what the Wizards have to figure out is he going to be in the next tier where they can possibly build around him and add another piece with that, with the duel, the combo of them can lead us to victory? It's hard to find that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like basically what you see what's going on in Chicago. Now, I know they just got together with Levine and DeRozan. Are they in that group with the KDs and LeBrons and Steph Curry's, with Kawhi's, with Giannis, where if they move anywhere in the league, the whole league feels it? No. But they're working and gelling together, and they become the problem. So that's what I mean on that. And you got to kind of find somebody like that for Bill. You know what I mean? You had a guy like that, trading him away, but that's neither here nor there. But you got to find that guy again. Because that's currently constructed. And we see what it is.
You want to chime in on this, Ray? Or?
Man, you want me to follow that?
I mean, I'm just asking. You know what? Here you go, Ray. I got you. I think it's time to build around the young core we got. Love Brad. He's not good enough to build around. You consistently gets outplayed by the team's best players. Here you go, Ray.
I think Cardell kind of touched on this a little bit in his last response. I mean, obviously Bill is the pure number one guy with, quote unquote role players around him. That's not going to get you a championship. But if you can add another guy with those pieces that they have, that remains to be seen. But yeah, he definitely has to step up in some areas, mainly defensively. And then even this year, I think we talked about it a little early in the season when, he was kind of coming out the gate slow offensively. It's one thing to just have the neon green light, and you could just come out and you're going to get your 25, 30 shots a game. I'm not going to say it's easy to score like that, but it's easier to get your 30 game under them circumstances. Yeah, but now when it's a little more balanced and, you need to pick your spots a little better and you need to get that 30 a little more efficiently, that's it. Like people say, it's levels, man. And, he's got to find a way to still be, that guy that they rely on for offense within this new environment, so yeah, and then that gets even more complicated if they add another player close to the caliber that he is, because that's another capable person that you got to kind of fit in with. So, I mean, that's probably the next stage in his development, man. But he's talented. It's no doubt about that. But every step you go up, it requires another level of you. And when they made the trades, we were excited because for the simple fact that it adds more balance and it rounds the team out a little more. But you can't work against yourself by adding talent, but then Bill was not the Bill that he had been when the team wasn't so good. So it's catch-22, man. We just got to see how it works out.
All right. This was something I think you guys already touched on a little bit, Cardell. I think you mentioned this earlier when talking about just in general. So there's no need to go into that. It's kind of a theme tonight. Short rotation, making trades, ridiculous. Got bad coaching, no adjustments. Got to get Brad some help comment in here. So the rosters we've seen around these parts.
They got help. They just need to play better. Simple as that. Fans got to stop with this across the league. Every time a team hit a rough patch, we need help. There's some teams out there that need help. The Orlando Magic, the Sacramento Kings. It's some bad teams out there. But no, this team got help. They got veterans. They got guys that been to the mountaintop literally. No, it's on them. And it just comes down to that. We got to stop. We got to stop giving passes, man. You know what I'm saying? Again, just giving grace periods or just overlooking things. At some point in time, they fix it. They're pros. Yeah, and they're pros. So, fix that, John dog. They got too much depth on this, too much veteran experience, man. It's too much talent on this team to be 500. I'm not saying they're gonna come out the East, be the number one seed, but we said as a beginning, if they play defense, there's no reason why they shouldn't be top 4 or 5 team in the East, man. You know what I mean? But they don't play defense. You see what it is. So that's on them. And that's a them thing.
As a whole, every single one of them. Big O with the question, I cannot answer you that. So I don't have an answer to that.
Sound like you need to be sitting on somebody's couch, brother.
I'm sorry. We're happy that you spend your time here with us after games, but don't have an answer for you, brother. Yes.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's one of those discussions we had about that backcourt last year on a nightly basis. They was just handing that thing over. And I'm not trying to go flashbacks because I don't want to go through that mentally. But yeah, every team in the league gets open consistently. But us,
no, they don't.
Yeah, because the league shooting their worst 3-point percentages in like 20 years. So
no, they don't.
Not true.
They may look like that against the Wizards because they don't play defense. It may seem like that, but no, they don't. No, they don't. No,
the league is struggling as a whole right now from range. Why not nobody better coming? Oh, we're not getting anybody better coming through the door, unfortunately. It is what it is. You're here now. Might as well figure out what to do with it. Minutes. Look, man, my whole thing with the rotation thing, we know they don't have West. So, like, for me, it's kind of like null and void. It's going to change night to night, man. Like, it is what it is. If this was West and the rotation was the issue, then I think we could all sit down here and have a discussion. But since it's not him, like, y'all gotta let that ride. I care more about the fact that they're not playing defense. So it's just me personally.
And it's been a couple of different assistants coaching, so you know they're gonna cater to who they deal with in practice more. You know,
Right.
Look, man, West ain't out there. I take it with a grain of salt, though. I'm just like, look, just do what y'all gotta do to win the game. That's how I'm looking at it, man. Until West come back,
Because I'm not about this.
That's why Gas starting. He was getting minutes. He like, these so-and-sos can't play defense. Damn, I need something out there to protect the rim. This gonna be bad, you know. So he know better. So he the head coach for a reason, man.
Facts. This kind of just some of the stuff we went over already.
No player can get nothing.
Dog, 9 is a lot, young cat.
So in reference, 23 of the Raptors' points. The Raptors had 23 points off turnovers heading into the fourth quarter. That's how much they was turning the ball heading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah. You can't win. Hold on, you can't win when your shooters. Because I'm looking at one of those guys as far as playing their value, so they may try to move them. That's why you see weird substitution patterns.
Well, no, when you said that earlier, it obviously it's magical that he all of a sudden returned to the rotation because he was out. Yeah, he was out, man, looking out literally a couple games ago. And so we might need a point guard to score and put pressure on the defense. We're looking making a trade for Fox and Grant to work out.
If Grant doesn't work out,
yeah.
Why everybody think more scoring is always gonna fix things? They score fine. It's they don't stop nobody. That's it comes down to that, man. Like they don't stop it. Like De'Aaron Fox is a talent and stuff like that, but you also got to put in consideration he's been with the Kings for how many years and how many games have they won? So, and I like De'Aaron Fox. This ain't got nothing to do solely with him. I understand it's a team, but look, man, even if you that next tier group, you should have been in the playoffs by now, though. You should be good enough to at least carry your team to the playoffs at least once by now. You know what I'm saying? No, you can trade them, but who you gonna give up? See, that's my thing. Everybody want trades and stuff, so who you gonna give up? And if whoever you give up, it's probably going to be Dinwiddie or Holiday or something like that. Fine. If you get De'Aaron Fox, is he gonna make the Wizards that much better?
My whole thing is whoever you go and get, if it's not one of those things where you just can't refuse because of who the person is. If you're giving up this, because again, let's be honest about what's attractive here on this roster. The things that are attractive, some of the things you guys are excited about. That means those things have to leave. All right, perfectly honest. That starts with those first round picks you just spent recently in the last couple of years. You're not about to trade French guys for better players. Like you have to give stuff up, and just like all I ask you to do is look at your roster as a whole and grade out your assets, and now tell me if you're willing to give up those assets and keep moving. Because you're gonna get gutted for one of those trades, like even for the Jeremy Grant thing. So you're gonna get rid of possibly like a couple of the young wings you have to bring Jeremy Grant in, and he's gonna be looking around looking for help to help him defend. Right back where you were, if not worse. Right now, you already have those young fellas. How about you just get better on that end of the floor and figure stuff out? Again, if one of those great trades come along your way, by all means, take it. But outside of that, the best asset to me for moving is when you hit that big red button and we know what asset that is. Outside of that, I'm not giving away the young stuff for things that don't move needles. Doesn't make any sense. Just doesn't. Like I said, if it's me, whenever I choose, and I said it before the beginning of the year, I would have hit the big red button already and kept it moving. That's me. But I'm not getting rid of the youth. We're seeing Denny come off. Rui just got back. Like you sat here, groomed TB for a little bit. You want to wait to groom Gafford? Why?
Right. I like De'Aaron, man. I love his game and stuff like that. But yeah, he'll help defensively out there, get some stops and stuff like that. But one thing he can't do and struggle with, can't shoot threes. So the floor will shrink. And the Wizards are already a bad 3-point shooting team, so he's just gonna add to that. That's my point. And then you give up depth at your guard positions. So what would the impact be? to me, the impact would be neutral.
At
So you would
best.
still be a 500 team. And then De'Aaron just get that big contract. So you gonna have 2 basically max plays with him and Bill on the roster. You know, the number, it ain't gonna work like that, dog. Plus the Kings gotta want that. They gonna be like, what? If they giving up their franchise player right now, they gonna want some heavy hitters, at least some young talent with the potential to be a heavy hitter. They're not gonna just be like, all right, okay, Wizards. They're not gonna do that.
Somebody's going over in that trade, and it ain't the people you think that's going. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Fast athletic point guard who's what, not even 25 or something like that. Yeah, youth has to be moved for youth, not old folks and French people. If y'all have nothing else, we can go ahead and close out. We'll see you guys again on Sunday because Boston comes to town. Y'all have a great evening. As always, appreciate you guys hanging out with us after each and every Witches game here on Witches Outlook. Follow the Focus teams on all your social media mediums. And we'll see you guys very, very soon.